Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Owensville Dutchmen baseball field for the windiest day I've seen in a long time for a baseball game. We're going to be underway here in about 10-ish minutes. So, in the time being, I am going to throw on a commercial for you all, and I will be right back as I'm going to run to the concession stand and make sure that they've got the game on in there for them, and we'll be back right away.
I've always been someone who takes pride in their
Custom Printing Company was founded in St. Louis, Missouri in 1962. The company has developed an ever-expanding workforce of over 500 employees.
The success of Custom Printing Company is made possible by a dedicated workforce, along with continually updated modern equipment.
Hi, I'm Jaden Zelch.
And I'm Lily Reed. Our third partner, Maddox Parker, will be conducting an interview later on.
For the latest Generation Film Contest, we decided to spotlight a multi-generational business in our hometown, Owensville, Missouri.
Lakeside Book Company, formerly known as Custom Printing, has been around in our community for many generations and has truly influenced our community.
In this submission, you will see videos from inside Lakeside Book Company, as well as interviews and older footage from Custom Printing Co. and our community.
Let's throw it way back and look at some footage from before we were born.
Our pre-press department has the ability to work with customer-supplied film or camera-ready copy. Custom Printing has the capability to produce as many as 8,000 page negatives per day. Once film is processed, the next step is the film assembly area. Here, page negatives are assembled in many different impositions by skilled strippers. Once all the negatives are accurately placed, painstaking attention is paid to each and every page to make sure that each and every detail is perfect. Quality checks and proofing procedures are implemented to assure accuracy of the project before being plated and sent to the press room.
Technology has definitely increased the speed in which we can do all those things. It's taking the old film days and converting that to digital, direct to plate, has taken a lot of time out of the process. And getting into the press room, just a lot of technology improvements with controls and sensors that are computerized, helping us manage our color and registration on our equipment.
We're here in the lobby of Lakeside Book Company.
During our time here, our partner Maddox sat down for an interview with the manager, Matt Dosey.
I'm Maddox Parker. I'm here with...
Matt Dosey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Quite well, thank you.
Good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back in action here. We will not be doing the national anthem or a lineup tonight because we do not have an announcer, and that's here at the stadium. So that really won't affect you guys too much, but you might just be like, well, we're just jumping into play, and that is because we don't have an announcer here. So we're just going to get things started right away. As I mentioned earlier, it is incredibly windy here at Dutchman Field today, and it doesn't appear the wind is going to let up. I will have an alternate camera angle for you all at one point, but it is going to be whenever my help shows up. So for right now, you're going to have this angle, and you'll have the commentary. As soon as help shows up, oh, Jimmy is here. So we do have an announcer tonight. He just showed up here. Timmy Winterbauer will be doing the PA announcing, but we are not doing the, and I'll be right back. I just had my help show up. I'll be right back. All right, how are you guys? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Just had kind of everyone showing up at exactly the same time here, but we are now good to go. Got the first out right away. We got Landon Crammy on the mound for the Dutchmen tonight, and this is his first start of the season on the mound. He has pitched a little bit, but he battled shoulder problems early in his high school career. He hasn't really started since freshman year. So he's in a new role tonight, but he's going to do a great job. He's already off to a great start. Gets a second ground ball there to Zayden Gates. Retires the first two in order to get the first 2 outs of the game here tonight.
Now taking the plate for the Indians, number 4, Colton Carlson.
All right. Now we got a second view. As I said earlier, we had another TV studio students show up to be able to help with cameras. I'm going to have to start changing the times to show up. People always show up right when the game starts, and the broadcast is already going, so it makes it tough. Pacific player tried to lean into that one, wear it, kind of interesting from the 3-hole hitter, but to no avail, he was not able to be hit. It's also very warm out here at Dutchman Field today. Crammy just barely misses the zone there. I guess a little bit outside. Tight zone to start here. Crammy working quick here. I think, and I missed how many pitches we were at to start. I'm going to take a guess here and say about 10. Although that seems a little bit high. I'll go down. We'll try to keep track of Crammy's pitches throughout this one so we can know where. He threw 2 to the first batter. Okay. So we're probably somewhere around 9 because we're on that was 4 pitches in this at bat. Yeah, it should be a count of 3 and 1 there, Ari. Finds the strike zone again here. Give a full count. And Crammy is 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 inning here against a very tough opponent in these Pacific Indians. If you followed local FRC baseball at all this year, you would know that the Indians are off to a very great start. They have an 8-2 record. We'll go over that here in just a little bit. But they come in with a dazzling group of pitchers that have done a great job for this team so far this year. That one's going to be put into play. Hit out to right field. I got a lot of wind today, but Elias is able to come down with the catch there. And that's actually, I don't know who that is in the outfield. No, Logan Bailey's in left field. The initial lineup that I had is not correct, though. The initial lineup I had, I guess, is not correct. So, Ari is correct. That is Logan Bailey in right field. So let's go ahead and we'll show you the lineup here. This is the lineup that I had earlier. Maybe I read it incorrectly. We have Zayden Gates batting first for the Dutchmen, playing shortstop. He made 2 plays there last inning to get the first 2 outs on ground balls. It does have Logan Bailey in right field. I am wrong, which I find myself wrong a lot. But Logan Bailey's going to bat second here for this Dutchman team. Landon Crammy, the pitcher, who got a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the first, he's batting third. Chase Wyrick is in cleanup, playing first base. You see Chase often pitching for this team, but they got 3 or 4 games this week, and they're going to save Chase for a battle against Sullivan. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on. Jansen, Leb, and I assume that they're going to save Chase for Sullivan. I could be misspeaking, but if I was looking at the schedule, that's what I would guess. Jansen Leb is playing second base for the Dutchmen today. He is a senior. Chris Allen, junior, behind the plate catching, batting sixth. And in the 7-hole, DH for the Dutchmen is Elias Medlock. He is DHing for the third baseman, Leighton Homeyer, as you see down there. Adam Wilson is playing left field, batting eighth, and Jaden Gerleman is in the 9-hole playing center field. So, looks like we got the throw down here, so we're about to get things started. Timmy, if you feel like that camera there starts to blow at all, grab it. We had a tragic moment earlier. We had a camera fall, but thankfully it did not break the camera. I had a mini heart attack because I was going to set up another camera in the outfield behind the fence and zip tie it, but it is just way, way too windy. Batting first here for the Dutchmen is shortstop Zayden Gates. He offers at the first one, swing and a miss. It's going to be the first pitch of the game for the starter from Pacific. We'll go over the Pacific lineup a little bit more in depth here in just a little bit so you guys are aware of who they got on the mound. As I said earlier, I think, Ari, it's 0-2, I think. As I said earlier, they've got a slew of great pitchers on this team. Zayden hits that one straight back, fighting to stay alive here. Going to keep the count 0-2. To the 7 people that have joined us right now, I appreciate you guys for tuning in for a little baseball action on a Monday afternoon. And that one's going to be an off-speed pitch that flutters right into the zone. It's going to be hit down the line, foul territory. They ran out of your screen, but it is caught by the first baseman. Good play over there by the first baseman. Going to retire the first batter for the Dutchmen and bring up the 2-hole hitter, Landon Crammy. And I already messed up. It's not Landon Crammy. It's Logan Bailey.
Batting up next for the Dutchman, number 8, Logan Bailey.
Right fielder Logan Bailey is a senior here at OHS. Played football as well. Comes into this game batting .294 as he takes the first pitch as a ball. Batting .294 with 7 runs scored on the season and 5 RBIs. He looks to try to get on base here. His bat's really come alive of late as he started off with a little bit of a lower batting average, but has been slowly climbing all season. So I think he's finally starting to get into the groove of things, and hopefully we see him eclipse that 300 batting average mark in this game tonight. That ball's ripped into left field, and I think he's got that left fielder beat. He does. He does have the left fielder beat. Went right over his head. Left fielder was playing a little too shallow, and Logan is into second base with a stand-up double. The Dutchman baseball team has come out alive here in the early going, getting 3 outs to start the top of the first. And now Landon Crammy comes to the plate with an opportunity to help himself out here a little bit. He's the pitcher for the Dutchman squad. Retired the side in the top of the first. And now he comes up looking to do some damage with a Dutchman runner out on second there, Logan Bailey. Crammy comes into this one batting .308, one of the better Dutchman hitters on this squad. Primarily plays first base, but because he is pitching today, he is not over there. And they got Chase Wyrick over there, who normally plays third base. Pitch is on the way, and that's going to hit Crammy. Put runners on first and second here. Not the plan, but we'll take the base runners. And that is going to bring the cleanup hitter, Chase Wyrick, and he is on fire, ladies and gentlemen. He's another one that started the season off a little bit cool, but as you can see, he's already over 400 now at batting average. He does have a home run, and he is the ace of this Dutchman pitching staff. In most recent outing, I believe, against St. Clair, he not only hit a 3-run home run in the game, but he also was able to get 11 strikeouts for this Dutchman squad and get the win on the mound. So 11 strikeouts on the mound, 3-run home run. I know he had a hard-hit single to left field that game as well. It was quite a game for the junior Dutchman baseball player as he comes in a key spot here against conference rival Pacific. Runners on first and second, timeout by the batter. I know. Last time, Ari reminded me that I had a hard time remembering that Chase Wyrick was a junior. I knew Chase Wyrick was a junior, but I kept saying senior. But not today. I've learned from my past mistakes. Chase Wyrick gets a bat on this one. He hits that out of play. Going to make it 0-2 as the pitcher for the Pacific squad is now heading the count. Curveball, Wyrick is ahead of it, sends it down the third base line, not a play. Stays alive. Pitcher comes set. And the delivery, Chase shoots that one. That one's going to find the parking lot. Hopefully it doesn't hit my car. Or Timmy says, not mine either. Good battle here by Wyrick as he has fouled off the last couple pitches, making good contact. Just going to have to find a hole somewhere in this Pacific defense, get this Dutchman squad on the board. And he hits it right up the middle. Tailor-made double play ball if they can turn it. And they do. Great defense there by the Pacific Indians to roll a double play on this Dutchman squad and end the threat. So Wyrick grounds into a double play. It's going to send us to the top. I'm going to shoot you over to a quick commercial here. While I got Timmy up here, we'll go ahead and throw his Wayfinder contest entry.
Hi, my name is Timothy Winterbauer, and I'm a senior in the class of 2025 at Owensville High School, located in Central Missouri. Today, we're going to be talking about how to become truly prepared for life after high school while keeping the 6 core Wayfinder skills in mind. Our first stop is going to be our school counselors, and I encourage you to talk to yours as well. Mrs. Evans, how can school counselors help students figure out how to be prepared for life after high school?
Well, Timmy, our goal is to get you thinking about what your interests and goals are, and then see how your strongest skills tie to them.
So you're saying I should use some self-awareness and figure out what I like to do, what I want to do, as well as figure out my strengths and weaknesses?
That's exactly right, Timmy. Once we start getting these ideas out there, we encourage you to reflect on it yourself, but then also with your family, friends, and important people in your life.
So you're saying I should collaborate with the key stakeholders in my life?
Absolutely. People who are closest to you are going to try to help you find the path that's right for you. Whether it's going to college, joining the workforce, joining the military, each of those are fantastic choices if you put your mind to it.
Well, thank you, Miss Evans. I think I'm going to go collaborate with someone that I trust and someone that inspires me. Coach Candro, I'm starting to think about what I want to do for my life after high school and how to get it started and having a purpose and getting it done.
It sounds like a very confusing time, Jimmy. I was in the same boat myself. I think the biggest thing is you're going to have to do is you're going to have to look at what's out there, and as things change, you're going to have to adapt to the changes because you might have different.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and now I have Timmy Winterbauer on the mic. Timmy, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you, Mr. T?
I cannot complain. We got things underway. Just so everybody is aware, we do have Allie Kibler and Olivia Gibson down on the camera down below us as Crammy falls behind in the count here. Swing and a miss on pitch number 2, even the count of 1-1. Got a new video switcher here, guys, so I'm trying to figure out exactly how things work here. But, Pitch is going to miss outside a little bit, make the count 2-1. Crammy had an excellent first inning. Mentioned earlier that this is his first start since, I believe, his freshman year. And he plunks the 4-hole hitter for the visiting Indians.
Taking play for the Indians, number 32, Jake Coiler.
Not what you want to do to start an inning off. Don't want to put the leadoff man on, but hopefully defense can work around it. Indians were able to end the threat in the bottom of the first inning by getting a hard-hit ground ball to the second baseman, able to roll the double play on Wyrick. Crammy finds the strike zone on pitch number 1 here. He's ahead 0-1 early in the count.
So, Tyler, do you know who these Indians have lost to for both their losses? I feel like one was Union, wasn't it? And then I'm not sure the other school.
Well, that's a great question. I do have their schedule as we have a failed pickoff attempt here, and I am having a little bit of trouble with the video switcher here. Give me just a second on that, Timmy. How about in between innings? I'll give that a quick look.
All righty.
So we had a failed pickoff attempt. Ball got away. Runner for Pacific advances to second base. We still have that 1-1 count, or an 0-1 count here. 1-1 on the last batter. That ball is going to be smoked to center field, but it looks like Jaden Gerleman is under it. Runner on second is tagging, and He's going to get into third base quite easily there with that one. So runner advances to third. And you have to think that if there wasn't the throwing error over to first base on the pickoff attempt, that probably wouldn't have advanced to second. We still have a runner on first. So the leadoff walk now stands on third base. The threat to be the first score in this game. That ball is hit straight up in the air. A lot of wind, and Jansen is trying to get it under control. He gets it, and he now is trying to get the tagging runner from third, but it was in deep enough right field to score the run. But the Dutchmen do record the second out of the inning as Pacific takes an early 1-0 lead. Thank you to Miss Ari Robson up here. She pulled up the schedule as well. And Pacific has lost to both Union and Marquette. You're going to notice if you look at the schedules that Union plays, or Pacific is going to play a much tougher schedule than what the Dutchmen would play, as Leighton Homeyer gets a ground ball at third base, fires it across the diamond to get the final out of the inning. My apologies on this new video switcher. I am doing my best to figure this thing out here, and I don't quite understand why it's cutting the way that it is. But before the end of this game, we'll have it figured out. Going to go to a quick commercial break here as I try to figure out the video switcher.
Legends Bank is proud to be a part of this community. Legends Bank believes in supporting education and are proud supporters of your Dutchmen and Dutch girls. Your kids are our kids, and we're cheering them on through all of life's big changes. Legends Bank offers many financial tools, loans for a home, car, business, real estate, or agriculture, and offers services just like the National Bank, such as online banking through legendsbk.com, our mobile app, or in person, because we love to still see you at the bank. Legends Bank, your town, your bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and you can actually see that I somehow managed to make it worse. What's up? Oh, yeah. All right, Pacific's back on the mound here, and we got Jansen Leb, who made that catch at second base there to get the second out of the inning. Pacific was able to tag up on the fly ball, get the first run of the game. Ball tied Jansen up on the inside a little bit here. Guys, I'll get this.
I can't figure it out.
Got a comebacker right to the pitcher there. This is going to retire Jansen Leb for the first out of the inning.
Dingham played for the Dutchman, number 22, Chris Allen.
So for the Dutchmen, in that the last inning, leadoff walks usually don't work out well. And it ended up being a leadoff hit by pitch, which, same concept, free base to start the inning off, and they were able to score. Chris Allen steps to the plate now, and Allen on the season is batting .314, one of the better hitters on this Dutchman squad, and he is the backstop behind the plate for these Dutchmen. That one appeared to be like an off-speed curveball slider, catches the inside part of the zone. Allen didn't want to offer it that one. Makes the count 0-2 here pretty quick. Now Allen is going to be protecting the zone any way that he can. Pitcher misses a little bit high. Makes it count 1 and 2. Crammy, we've mentioned, hasn't, he's the starting pitcher for the Dutchmen today, and he hasn't started a baseball game on the mound in quite some time as he battled some shoulder injuries the last couple years. That one is hit to the third baseman. Slings it across and gets a second out of the inning as Allen is retired. Oh, wow, okay. Did not know this was a thing. Now I just got to figure out how to get.
Now batting for the Dutchman, number 4, Elias Medlock.
Medlock hits that one into shallow right center, and it's going to be caught by the second baseman.
It's going to bring Dutchman 3 up, 3 down right there real quick.
Timmy, I'm going to let you chat to the audience here as I try to figure out this. Oh, there we go. Never mind. I think I just figured it out. Okay, perfect. So we just got a 50-50 grant in the TV studio program, thanks to Desi, and purchased some new equipment, and this video switcher that we're currently using actually has a little bit of a learning curve to it, and can do a lot more things on it, but if you don't know what you're doing, then you can mess it up here real quick. But we got it under control now, and we are going to play one quick commercial here for you. Enjoy right fielder Logan Bailey talking to you a little bit about the nutrition program here at Owensville High School.
I've always been somebody who takes pride in their health, so when I got the opportunity to take nutrition, I knew it would be a great opportunity to help me improve my health and wellness. In nutrition class, I've learned how to make nutritious and healthy meals to give my body the strength it needs throughout the day. We have practiced cooking these meals and using the right balance of health and flavor to make a great meal that anyone can enjoy. I have also built my leadership and communication skills in this class. Therefore, I will be continuing my nutrition education. Show me learning that works.
All right, while we were away during that commercial, I have Ari Robson, who is a sophomore here at OHS, is that correct? Sophomore here at OHS, and she asked if I could explain the 50-50 grant and what is DESE. So DESE is the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. So basically DESE, Ari, is who the teachers basically kind of have to abide by. They set curriculum and things like that for certain programs. So we follow DESE. Now, what is a 50-50 grant? So the state in education has grant money, and certain programs are able to apply for said grant money, as on the first pitch of the at-bat, Crammy gets a quick out. He's been very efficient on the mound so far, being able to retire the first batter of the inning on one pitch. But the state gives 50-50 grant money for certain programs, and TV Studio ended up qualifying for it.
Next for the Indians, number 8,
essentially, it helps programs be able to purchase things over for their classroom. Now, the things have to be over a certain dollar amount. I believe the dollar amount is set at $200. But if it's over $200, then you pay half, and then the state pays half. So basically, it helps TV Studio take some of the money that we fundraise through broadcast and contests and things that we win, and be able to essentially kind of double it, which is very, very helpful. So shout out to Desi and the 50-50 grant. I believe the name of the worker that I had to work with on the 50-50 grant was Leslie Kreider at Desi. So thanks, Leslie. Big shout out to Landon Cramey on the mound for these Dutchmen, as they are in a pretty good spot early in this game against a really, really good Pacific team. I keep saying I have more things to talk to you guys about, and we'll get to that, but this Pacific team comes into the game 8-2, playing really, really tough competition. They're closer to St. Louis than we are, obviously, so they see a lot of those schools, whereas we're seeing more of the rural, smaller schools. But don't let that fool you. The Dutchmen have played a tough schedule here out the gate as well, as they spent some time playing up in Columbia at Southern Boone against Southern Boone in, I believe, Mexico. And they just got back from a tournament down at the southern part of the state, I believe, as that one misses inside, moves the count to 3-2 now. Crammy going to get the payoff pitch here. Hopefully puts over the plate and lets the defense make a play. And he does. It's going to be a ground ball, a hit to the sure-handed Zayden Gates, who fires across the diamond and gets the second out of the inning. Crammy's done a great job of letting his defense play behind him. He's putting the ball in the zone, and his defenders are making plays behind him. Senior Zayden Gates there at shortstop. He made 2 good plays in the first inning. Jansen Leb's made a play. Jaden Gerleman's made a play.
Trey Kulik.
Leighton Homeyer over at third base has also made a play today. So getting some contributions from all around the diamond. Good things happen whenever you throw strikes, and Grammy's been a benefactor of that today. I've got him at 23 pitches. I might be off a pitch or two, but he's been very efficient here through the first 3 innings. You can hear the wind in our microphones a little bit. We are in the press box, and it is still this windy. Ooh, I don't know where that one missed. I'm not really sure how much closer he can get as the count has run to 3 balls, no strikes here. Crammy's definitely lived around the zone. He's going to try to throw one right down the pipe there, and he's able to get the call on that one, make count 3-1. I think you can make a pretty decent argument maybe that the last one was a strike, but hopefully Crammy fights all the way back here because the lone run for this Pacific Indian squad did come off a free base. That's going to be a strike. Crammy does fight back, make it full count, make him earn their way on there, Mr. Crammy.
Going to be 2 outs. He's going to be looking for the third right here, too.
Put it over the plate, either strike him out or make him put the ball in play. And that's going to be weak contact to Zayden Gates at short. That's going to do it for the Indians. And the top of the third, the Dutchmen move to the bottom of the third with hopes of tying or taking the lead. We're going to turn it over to Liv Bestie, talking about our Future Teachers of America program for a moment.
When I was in high school, I was a member of FTA and took courses to help me prepare to become a teacher. Upon graduation from high school, I was prepared to start my college courses with a base knowledge in the teaching profession. Now, shortly following high school graduation, I am working as a full-time 8th grade social studies teacher in the district in which I graduated. Without the opportunities that my sub-certification in FTA gave to me in high school, I wouldn't be where I am today. Show me learning that works.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. One of the things that I wanted to talk about in this broadcast as we get towards the end of the season here is the way the district looks, what our schedules look like. I brought up Pacific a couple times and who they've played. I have not talked about their lineup yet, though. So batting first for this Pacific team is a DH. It looks like Kulik. He is DHing for the pitcher. Parker, number 1 on the mound. Batting second is their shortstop, Cassith, G. Cassith. It looks like they must have brothers or something on this team because batting third is another Cassith playing center field. Mooney is in the 4 hole, and he is playing third. But right now I'm going to skip past this because we've got Dutchman up to bat here. And first pitch is going to be fouled straight back. It looks like it is Adam Wilson. Adam comes into this game. He hasn't been in all the lineups this year, so he got a small sample size to work with here. The 8-hole hitter here playing left field is a junior. You might have remembered his name getting called a lot during football season as he was the Dutchman quarterback. Timmy, what can you say about Adam as a quarterback during football season?
He definitely has stepped up to the plate this year after Blake Elliott left some shoes to fill, and I think he did a pretty good job at filling that position as a junior. I'm excited to see what he can do for his senior year as he's going to have to step up and be as a quarterback, you're already a leader, but now he's going to be that senior quarterback too. I think he's going to have to play a big role for the team next year too.
Yeah. Anytime you're the one under center, you have a lot of responsibility. So he comes over here to baseball season and doing a great job for these Dutchmen as well. I know he does a little bit of pitching as he battles here in this bat, fouling some pitches off. Does some pitching for the Dutchmen, plays the outfield a bit, and hopefully he's going to get a big hit here to start this inning. Ooh, but instead he's going to watch strike 3, unfortunately. It's going to be the first out of the inning. Going to bring senior center fielder Jaden Gerleman to the plate. Jaden Gerleman brings an element of speed to this team. He puts the ball in play on the infield anywhere. He's got a good chance to be able to beat it out. Comes into the game batting .235. He scored 7 runs and had 5 stolen bases on the season. And he rips the first pitch to the left fielder. He's going to get on first base with that one. Let's see a quick replay on that.
Back at top lineup for the Dutchmen, number 2, Zayden Gates.
Great rip there from the senior batting in the 9 hole, and it's going to bring the top of the order up. You bring some speed down there in that 9 hole, and likely that we see him on the base pass trying to make his way over. You got Zayden trying to bunt. I think we got a foul on that bunt attempt. Even if it wasn't a foul, he still offered. No advancement from the runner as he's on first still. See if he's still bunting here or if he decides to go with something different. Pitcher comes set. Goldman has a fair lead over there. He's going to dive back in safely, call time, stand up. Sorry I didn't switch over for you guys, but he dove in safely. You'll have to trust me on it.
Zayden looking for a hit here. The 0-1 count.
Still bunting.
Another bunt. Going to be a foul tip.
Zayden's going to have to swing the bat here after being able to get the bunt down. Obviously, you can't bunt with 2 strikes because if you bunt it foul, it's an automatic out. So Zayden's going to have to swing the bat, and we'll see if with 2 strikes, Coach Kemp decides he wants to start the runner. Try to get a little first to third action as we hope that Zayden puts the ball in play somewhere. And he is going. He hits a ground ball to third. Good thing we started the runner because it's going to avoid the double play as it advances Gerleman to second base as Zayden Gates is retired. Made the second out of the inning, too. I apologize. I didn't have that updated for you. Well, it's going to bring Logan Bailey to the plate. And if you remember the last at-bat he was at the plate, he roped a double over the left fielder's head. And I see the left fielder, he is scooting back now. The wind is blowing hard in. So it's got to be a line drive to get it out that far to begin with. But that's what Logan did in his first at-bat. He smoked a line drive, and that batting average is going to be over 300 now. As you see, he came into this one with a 294 batting average, 7 runs scored, and 5 RBIs. Looking to get number 6 here and tie this thing up with Gerleman on second. Offers at the first one, unable to make contact. Make count 0-1. I got to imagine anything that gets to the outfield at all is definitely going to score Gerleman here. I have to imagine Coach Kemp is for sure going to send him if he's got the opportunity. Ooh. Bailey offers at the second one. Going to make the count 0-2. Bailey's got to protect here. Bailey, a pretty strong senior here at OHS. Anything that catches the middle part of the plate, he's liable to hit it and hit it hard. And he does hit that one, but he gets under a little bit. It's hit to shallow right field. Right fielder is able to come up with it. So that's going to end the Dutchman scoring threat here in the bottom of the third. We'll take a quick break, and we'll go check out our greenhouse program.
I never would have thought that from taking a class in school, it would lead to so many opportunities. My greenhouse class has taught me so much more than just about the growing and selling of flowers and produce. Because of this class, I went on to compete with our FFA program in floriculture, and my team ended up qualifying for nationals at the state convention. In fact, we finished 7th overall in the entire nation. This experience taught me so much about teamwork and dedication. My team and I worked hard to earn our national placing. Show me learning that works.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. As I was talking about earlier, I'd like to show a little bit of the O-Town schedule here. So I don't know if you guys can see on the screen or not. I don't know how big your TV is, but you can see Owensville comes into this game with a record of 6-7. They've been flirting with 500 all year. Started off with a big home win here at Owensville against New Bloomfield. They went on a 3-game road trip where they did not come away with a win, but they played 3 schools that were all bigger than our school. Came back home and got a win against Salem, and then went on the road and got a win against Cap City. Lost to Union, who appears to be the class of the conference right now, and then got 2 big conference wins against Herman and St. Clair. So Dutchmen are flirting with 500, and they're starting to really get into the part of the schedule where they're going to be playing our local competition more and the teams that we're going to see in districts. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. Crammy's back on the mound for his 4th inning of work here, and I have him at somewhere around 30 pitches. I might be off a little bit, give or take, but he's been very efficient. He's let his defense work behind him as he falls behind 2-0 in this one. Timmy, I got you. You're good.
How many pitches does a pitcher usually get before they're like taking off the mound?
So for Crammy, he's a senior. He would get 105, but I'm going to imagine that being this is the first game he started in literally years, that there's no way he could throw 105 right now.
And that's like 105 like in a week?
No. Well, if he throws 105, he can't pitch for another 4 days or 5 days. And falls behind the count to this batter, 3-1, which to keep that pitch count low, he's going to have to
throw strikes
and let his defense work, which he's done a great job of that. The lone run on the board came from a leadoff hit by pitch for Pacific. As Crammy fights back here, is able to work to a full count. Got to get the payoff pitch here, and we don't want, if he's going to get on base, we want him to earn it. So throw him a strike and see what happens, and he misses. So this is how they got their first run in the 2nd inning, by a leadoff hit by pitch. It's going to bring number 4, Colton Kosif. Can I take a picture of that lineup for them? Okay. Did you write all those out yourself? Perfect. That's helpful to me. This is their 3-hole hitter, their center fielder right now, as Crammy misses high, almost hit him in the head. Kosif looked like in the 1st inning that he tried to lean into a pitch and take it as well, so he's not shy to wearing one for his team to get on base, but also your 3-hole hitter is probably one of your strongest hitters on the team, so you kind of want him in there to maybe move him around, start the merry-go-round a little bit more than that. Couldn't ask for much better baseball weather, as it's 80-plus degrees.
Sunny, nice.
But very windy. Very, very windy.
Yeah, I know. I was going to go turkey hunting today, but then I realized, like, when it's this windy and everything, the turkeys don't like to move because they can't smell anything, but they rely on their hearing. It's windy like this, they do not like to move.
Going to be a stolen base attempt here. Allen gets it down there, but
it's going to be safe.
Grant Kosif is in to second base in time.
Going to bring the count to 2-1 here. Only looking for 2 more strikes. 0 outs on the board.
Any young baseball player watching at home, that's why it's so valuable to be able to get that leadoff hitter, or at least make him earn it. The leadoff walk is extremely, extremely brutal way to start it.
Chris is going to have a little bobble, miss the pickup. Where 3's going to get to third base.
A wild pitch that was in the dirt, that was outside. So we took a leadoff walk and turned it into a triple here, essentially. Now we're behind in the count 3-1. Got to throw a strike here. And he's not going to get that one, as it was on the outside part, but did not catch the plate. So we runners on 1st and 3rd now. We got Crammy's really first major trouble on the base paths. He's never had 2 people on the base paths at the same time, I don't think, in this one. He's going to bring the 4-hole hitter, 3rd baseman Connor Mooney, to the plate with runners on the corners. Be interesting how the Dutchmen play this one, as the first pitch is going to be a stolen base. Oh no.
Hit him.
That's not good. All right, so it was a stolen base. Gates tried to catch Grant Kosif on 3rd base as he was leaning. He throws it, and it bounces, and it hits Kosif's foot as he dives back into the bag. Gets away from the 3rd baseman, Leighton Homeyer, allows him to score and allows, I'm assuming, his brother, Colton Cosseth, to get to third base. So walks and errors have cost the Dutchmen in this inning already, and there still hasn't even been a hit.
And he's going to get hit. Going to get 2 players from the Indians on base now.
All right, so things were really rolling here for Crammy, and now we've got a conversation on the mound as it's kind of unraveled this inning here with some free passes and some hit batters here now. And it does look like they're going to go ahead and make a switch. I'm thinking it's Leighton Homeyer, the third baseman. It all looks internal here. Leighton Homeyer is going to come on to pitch. I'm thinking Chase Wyrick is going to go back to his natural fielding position, third base, and Crammy is going to switch over to first base. So, got to tip your hat to Landon Crammy here as he is able to get through 3 innings. In 3 innings, he only given up 1 run, comes into the top of this 4th, does not record an out, but does give up 3 free bases on walks and hit by pitch. So Homeyer enters the game with runners on first and second, no outs, and hopefully he can help get us out of it here.
I would definitely say Landon did have a pretty good start, though, especially for his first time since freshman year starting the mound.
Yeah, absolutely a great start.
And I think they might just be getting them ready for districts and everything, seeing all their weapons that they actually have now, getting a feel for everything. And with Pacific being a tough opponent and a conference opponent, they definitely want to come out the win here.
I'm glad you brought up districts. I'll go ahead and show you what the Dutchman district looks like here in just a moment. I'll pull that up on screen for you, and it looks like Owensville's district is Class 4, District 4. So Pacific would be a Class 5 school. They are, bigger in student enrollment than us, so they are Class 5. Just like most of our losses have come to Class 5 schools this year. But in our district this year, it's Cuba, Owensville, Salem, St. Clair, St. James, and Sullivan. We come into this game with wins over Salem and St. Clair already. Our Cuba game got rained out and we made up later. I don't believe we've played St. James yet. Sullivan appears to be the toughest team in district as of right now. They come in, I know they have 1 star pitcher who pitches really well.
He's committed, isn't he? Is that, or did that kid graduate last year? I know there was a kid from Sullivan, their pitcher, who graduated Texas Tech, but I'm not sure if he graduated yet.
You're talking about Gower, and I believe he did graduate last year, but I think he's got a little brother who also pitches pretty well, to my understanding, and I could be wrong, but that's how I understand it. The Dutchmen will take on Sullivan later this week on Thursday. That game is taking place in Sullivan, so could be a preview of something to come in districts once we get to districts. So, a lot of conference schools this week. Dutchmen have Pacific today, obviously. Sullivan on Thursday, and I believe they play New Haven on Friday. Leighton Homeyer falls behind on his first pitch. Throws a ball in the dirt here as he tries to get settled in. Pitch number 2 is also going to be outside. You'll notice there that the Dutchmen, I believe they had 5 or 6 teams in their district. I'll show you Pacific's district here in a few moments as I had gotten that image saved as well. Homeyer finds the strike zone there to make the count 2-1.
Gonna be his first strike on the mound, too.
Got a stolen base attempt here, and Chris can't get a handle on it out of his glove initially. He's going to move the runners up a base. Also makes the count 3-1. If Homeyer can't throw a strike here, it's going to be all for none anyways. They would have gotten to second and third. So we'll see what he does here on. And he does not throw a strike. So bases were going to be juiced no matter what. Runners just moved over a little bit earlier than what they would have. Batting now is the 6-hole hitter, Gavin Haddix for these Indians.
See, I'm not no baseball coach or baseball player or anything, but I feel like this is definitely a spot where you don't want to be. Bases loaded, 0 outs, and it's definitely a pretty good team that the Dutchmen are up against.
All right, Dutchmen get a gift there. Infield was playing in, and it was a chopper to Zayden Gates, who's already made 3 plays in this game at shortstop. He gathers the ball, throws home to get the force out at home. Chris throws down to first base, unable to complete the double play, but definitely close on the attempt. It's going to leave the bases juiced with 1 out, but they were able to keep a run from scoring. So infield is still in as Homeyer misses outside. I don't think Homeyer has been able to throw a first pitch strike yet. He's been working from behind. So if he's got any off-speed stuff, he has not really probably been able to pull that out yet as he's been trying to get settled in this inning as he came in. It's that one out of play. Even the count at 1-1. 1-1, 1 out. Dutchmen trail 2-0.
So is it like each grade level, like they get a certain amount of pitches, or is it 105 for each player?
So it is in baseball. Ball's going to be popped up on the infield. It's going to be out of play, so no infield fly rule in effect. It gets out of play altogether, actually. So it's going to make the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Juniors and seniors have the same pitch count restrictions, and freshmen and sophomores have the same pitch count restrictions.
Let's see.
So I don't know. Is he a sophomore?
Yeah, he's a sophomore.
So I believe Leighton's maximum amount of pitches he could throw in a game is 95. So it's not terribly different, but it is some. And the entire purpose of that, and I have Ari Robson up here. She plays softball. In softball in high school, there are no pitch count restrictions because that's a natural motion throwing underhanded. But throwing overhanded, you start getting into a lot of rotator cuff issues, and it's a player's safety. Oh, as he gets an off-speed pitch to fall and gets the swing and a miss. Homeyer's come in and done a great job here. So he did have 1 walk, but he was able to retire the next 2 batters. And if he can get the who did you say this was, Timmy?
I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it. It's either Hagenhassel or Hagenhassel.
So this is their 8-hole hitter. If he can get out of this without allowing a run, that would be huge. And he gets ahead with that first pitch strike. First batter he's done that this inning. He's really settling in here. Homeyer, as a sophomore, throws really well on the mound. We did see that he's got that off-speed pitch as it tied up the last batter, Mathis. This would be a huge spot if he could come in and get this last batter here. Ball's going to be fouled. I think that's going to get out of play as well.
That boy Layton, he's making a name for himself in the cornhole world. He's a local legend for all the cornhole players around here.
You know, cornhole seems to be a game that baseball players tend to gravitate to for whatever reason. Baseball players love to play some cornhole as he's ahead 0-2 in this count. Hard hit ball to Zayden Gates, and he's got an easy force out there at second base. The Dutchmen get out of it. Incredible performance there by Leighton Homeyer, sophomore, to stop the bleeding as the Dutchmen do not give up a run after he comes in. They're going to move to the bottom of the 4th, trailing by a score of 2-0 as Pacific was able to put another one on the board that inning. We're going to take a break here and go hear from Landon Crammy, our starting pitcher, his time out in the wood shop here at OHS.
I've always enjoyed building and creating things, and in the OHS wood shop, I get to do just that. I've learned a lot of skills in this class, such as reading a tape measure, working with power tools, and, most importantly, wood shop safety. I use those new skills at my job, Pioneer Trust Company. I plan on working there for the rest of my life, or doing some carpentry somewhere, where I'll be using my woodworking skills daily. Show me learning that works.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from break, and told you that I would tell you a little bit about Pacific here. They are Class 5, so they are 1 class higher than us, like I said. They're in Class 5 District 3, and their district is a bit of a nightmare in comparison to ours. You see some pretty big schools on there. Looks like they've got to take on Chaminade, who has not had very much fortune this season. Ladue, they got to take on Parkway Central, Parkway North, Parkway West. And it looks like the two tougher teams in their district are Rockwood Summit and Westminster Christian Academy. But for Pacific fans, they do come in with the highest winning percentage out of all those schools. It's amazing to me. Pacific has played 10 games, and some of these schools have played over 20 already. So interesting how that pans out for some schools. We got Landon Crammy to lead things off here for the Dutchmen. He was a starting pitcher, now first baseman. He hits a ball sharply to third base. Third baseman gathers and throws across the diamond to retire Crammy. Crammy swung at the first pitch there, and that's going to bring up cleanup hitter Chase Wyrick.
Taking play for the Dutchman, number 23, Chase Wyrick.
That's exactly what you want as a head coach if you're the Pacific head coach, Jeff Reed, as he gets the one pitch, one out. On the first batter of the inning here, it's going to bring up Chase Wyrick. Not sure what Pacific schedule looks like the rest of this week, but, oh, that was going to be a good off-speed pitch that I would argue found the strike zone on Wyrick, but the umpire helped him out and called the ball. So Chase is ahead in the count here, 1-0. Chase is swinging at pitch number 2 is in the zone. Rips that one foul. It's count 1-1. Chase Wyrick hit a big 3-run home run against St. Clair in his last pitching outing here at home. Swings and fouls that one off, makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. I mentioned it early in the broadcast, but that was quite the performance from him, and I have to imagine there haven't been many performances like that here at Owensville High School by any player over the course of the time. He went 2 for 3 at the plate with a home run and 3 RBIs and started on the mound getting the win and 11 strikeouts on the mound. So he fouls that one off, shoots it right down the first base line, didn't even make it to the dugout before it hit the fence. He's fighting for his life up there, hoping he can get something in the fat part of the plate that he can barrel up. Defensive positioning from the outfielders is relatively straight up, but I'd say the right fielder is sort of hugging the line a little bit more. Big gap out there in right center field. Pitcher delivers, and Wyrick hits it on the ground too short. Third baseman had to dip out of the way there. Shortstop gathered and threw across the diamond for out number 2.
Now batting for the Dutchman, number 5, Jansen Led.
Coming to the bat now for the Dutchman, the second baseman senior, Jansen Lev. You saw Jansen out on the hardwood during the Dutchman Basketball Boys District Championship run. Pretty exciting time for those guys. Jansen takes a ball high. I would argue that the umpire strike zone here today is a little tight. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning as the Dutchmen trailed 2-0 to a very good Pacific team.
Gonna be inside.
Miss inside. 2-0. Jansen's quickly ahead in the count here. 2-0. Jansen fouls that one straight back into the netting. Make the count 2-1.
It's going to be a strike. That's going to bring us to the end of the – oh, I take that back. That's strike 2.
That was a great frame job there from the catcher. I do believe that pitch caught the outside corner of the plate. Catcher did a good job framing that thing up. They count 2-2. Jansen's fighting for his life up there. He shoots a cue shot right over the fence here on the first base line. The first base dugout is occupied by the Pacific Indians. They've had to chase a lot of balls in the parking lot. Typically the way it works is if it goes out on your side, you go get it. And I know the Dutchmen, they send people after him as well. Jansen sends another one back behind us. The umpire has to be close to running out of baseballs at this point.
There goes Andrew looking for some balls now, running off.
Yeah, that's one of the things that goes on with baseball. The balls are too expensive to not go find. That ball's going to be outside and make the count full. Catcher tried to pull that one back, but it was a little too far out there. Payoff pitch here with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Dutchmen look to get a 2-out rally going here. Jansen Leb pulls an outside pitch to the third baseman, slings it across the diamond for out number 3. Dutchmen are retired in order. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Check out Jimmy Cooper with accounting.
I've always been good with math and numbers, so when I decided to give accounting a shot, I knew it might turn out to be more than just a class for me. In accounting class, I have learned the actual processes necessary for a career in accounting. We have met with CPAs currently working in the field and have really dove into what the career is about. Along the way, I have grown my leadership skills and ability to work in a group. Because of this opportunity in high school, I will be continuing my journey with accounting in college. Show me learning that works.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. You see Leighton Holmeyer, he heads back out to the mound for his second inning of work. He came in last inning in a tough situation with runners on first and second with nobody out and did not give up a single run. He walked his first batter, and then he gave up a weak ground ball to the shortstop, Zayden Gates, who was able to throw home and get the force out at home. And following that, he did get a strikeout and then a weak ground ball in the infield to end the inning and get out of the jam. So shout out to Leighton Holmeyer, sophomore here at OHS, and he comes back out with his second inning of work. So to the viewers at home and to anybody that goes back and rewatches this, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, supporting OHS TV Studio. I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this broadcast, Mr. Timothy Erkey. Tim has helped our program, our school, not only with the TV Studio program, but he's helped out with the robotics program. He's been, here at the school helping, working with students before. We're very thankful for Mr. Erkey and thankful for his support. He's helped TV Studio program out for a few years, and I believe him and his mother, I think, likes watching these OHS TV Studio productions. So if they're tuned in, thank you guys for tuning in. And hopefully we can see a Dutchman victory here as Leighton Holmeyer starts the top of the 5th off with a ball low. As this game has had a really great pace to it. It's if a baseball game has too many walks, which the Dutchmen have issued a few, but if it has too many walks and unable to throw strikes, it's kind of hard to watch. But so far, both pitchers have done a great job, and the defenses behind them have been able to match it. So very thankful for that. Audio coming through okay, Timmy?
Yes.
Was that the baseball game you're listening to?
What?
On your phone, did you have the baseball game pulled up?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's not what I have pulled up. I'm sorry if you guys heard that on the mic. I was actually watching Hunter Lang do the USC Ice Bucket Challenge.
Oh, that was posted by TV Studio quite a long time ago. It's interesting how sometimes the algorithm brings those back up. Oh, really?
My brother messed it up. He couldn't hold the bucket, and he had to dump it 3 times because he couldn't get it all.
All right, a leadoff single there by, I believe, the 9-hole hitter is bringing the top of the lineup back up here for these Pacific Indians with a runner on first. So Holmeyer, no stranger to battling with runners on board, has got a runner on board here to start this inning.
Don't look for a pick off, and he's not going to get it. 45 is going to be safe.
Thank you, Mitchell. Thank you for tuning in. I actually just pulled it up on my phone to make sure the audio was good, and you beat me to it. Mitchell H., I appreciate you checking in with us here.
Going to be a high ball. Going to start the count off 1-0.
To the 10 viewers that are with us right now, thanks for tuning in. As always, feel free to pop into the chat. We'd love to hear from you. Gives us more to talk about here. Any Pacific fans that might be tuned in to watch their squad while they're on the road, they just hit a ball.
It's going to be
it's going to be a foul territory, and the Dutchmen aren't able to come up with it. Got a lot of wind. I think we've got upwards of 20-mile-per-hour winds out here right now. I think it was 18 miles per hour as we started, but that's one of those outs that you really want to have to help your pitcher keep the pitch count low, but also we just give a second life to a batter here who I believe, what did you say his name was, Timmy?
Now pitching, it's going to be number 21, Trey Kulik.
Yeah, this is their leadoff hitter, so got to imagine. Oh, he hits a ground ball to second baseman Jansen Leb. He does not have a play at second to try to roll double play. It's hit too far to his left, deep in the hole. So his only play was there to go to first base. He retires the leadoff hitter, and now we got the Costas boys coming up. Grant first and then Colton. So the two-hole hitter, shortstop, Grant Costas steps to the plate with one out here and a runner on second base. As I mentioned earlier, Holmeyer was able to come in with runners on first and second last inning and hold the bottom half of the lineup for these Indians quiet as he gets another ground ball to Jansen Leb. You know, one thing I haven't mentioned, I think Holmeyer's throwing a little bit harder than what Crammy was throwing. He's got a little more velocity, and it seems like Pacific is sending more to the opposite field here, maybe behind a little bit with timing. But that's 2 balls now hit to Jansen at second base. Runner does advance. We got a runner on third now, 2 outs. See if Holmeyer can work around that leadoff hit by the 9-hole hitter. And he might have a great chance to do it here as the ball is hit high on the infield, and it's going out of play, and Grammy's not able to catch it. It is a foul ball. I do feel for the infielders. The wind is blowing very hard, but I'm sure the Dutchman skipper, Coach Kemp, really wishes that they would have gotten that one to get out of that inning. So we'll see now if 3-hole hitter Colton Koseth makes the Dutchman pay for that mistake, as he's given a second life here now. No balls, 1 strike. Runner on third base.
Whew. And that's going to be a low ball outside? I'm not sure. I thought that was a strike, personally, from where I was standing.
So if you look where Chris is set up right now, he is set up on the outside half of the plate, and I'm thinking that he thought he just barely missed on the outside corner, maybe a little bit low, but Chris is definitely set up on the outside part of the plate, so might have looked a little bit better up here than what it is as he misses high on that one. That was a pitch that probably could have gone either way, but that time went to the batter. That's baseball. I think the officiating crew has done a great job here today so far. I spend a lot of my hours watching professional baseball, and, you know, those guys miss a lot as well. And as a viewer at home, when they put that nice, convenient strike zone box on the screen, you can see exactly where it hits. It's very easy to get frustrated watching the Cardinals if a call does not go your way. Holmeyer is able to induce the ground ball as it goes just foul down the third base line. Sorry, I was a little slow on the trigger there, changing the view. It's going to send the 9-hole Landon Swabilius back down to third base. He was the leadoff single this inning. It's going to send Mr. Colton, the center fielder, back to the plate with a 2-2 count here.
2 outs. Looking for the third for the Dutchman.
Let's go, Holmeyer. Hits a ground ball to the sure-handed Zayden Gates. He gobbles it up, throws it across, and he's able to get the out. Whew. Maybe he should have put a little bit more steam on that throw to first base as Costa was really busting it down the line. He's unable to beat the throw, and the Dutchmen avoid and get out of the inning and do not allow that leadoff single to score. What do we got commercial-wise here, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to go see Liv talking about our child development program.
I'm a future early childhood educator, and my childhood development course helped to prepare me for this goal. Child development provided me insights into how children grow, learn, and change over time. The in-class preschool program provided me experience with children aged 3 to 4. I created lessons, learned about development milestones, and gained skills in age-appropriate communication. These experiences strengthened my passion for teaching and guided me towards my goal of pursuing early childhood education. Show me learning that works.
All right. right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I see Tim Erkey in the chat. He says Cards first pitch in 7 minutes. Tim, remind me, is it a Miles Michaelis night tonight? I know we had Fetty on the mound yesterday, and we did not get the win in the Game 3 against the Brewers. I think it might be Michaelis. I'm looking on my app right now. Might have to get the game streaming on my phone in here, as I am, like I said, a Cardinals junkie.
Chris Allen.
No, it's Palante tonight. Palante tonight, I guess Michaelis tomorrow. I'll follow this guy on my phone up here. Who, Palante? Palante was a starter last year. Nope. Oh, Chris Allen with a hard rip right into left field. It's going to be a leadoff single for the Dutchmen to match those Indians after they had a leadoff single. Allen is the catcher, so you're going to see a courtesy runner here. I imagine it's going to be, if it's the same one they've used all year, probably Liam Rasmussen. And I'm incorrect. It's going to be Maddox Parker. So that is a courtesy runner, Maddox Parker, yes. So courtesy running for the catcher here,
Courtesy runner for number 22,
Maddox
Chris
Parker.
Allen. It's going to be number 27, Maddox Parker. Now batting for the Dutchman, number 4, Elias Medlock.
All right, so the Dutchmen have a leadoff hit here by Allen. It's going to bring Wilson, you said, to the plate?
No, Medlock.
Elias Medlock to the plate. Doing too many things at once here, trying to get the Cardinal game on and also trying to run this broadcast. Yep. All right.
Going to get just a piece of it. It's going to go foul. It's going to bring the count 0-2. Maddox still on first base over there.
All right. Got the Cardinal game up. We are rocking and rolling now. Come on, Elias. Stays
Gonna
alive.
get another piece of it. Still can't get anything from it, though.
Well, I got the Cardinal game pulled up on my phone. If you're not watching the Cardinal game, sounds like Mr. Erkey is, or he's following at least. I'll keep you updated on the Cardinal score as well. You get a little Dutchman action and Cardinals updates. 0-2 count here to Elias. Ooh, that one catches the outside corner and he gets rung up. It's going to be the first out of the inning. Got to swing when it's that close. I think you can make argument maybe,
Batting for the Dutchman, number
but
1.
if it's that close, you got to battle. You got to swing. Got ahead of myself earlier. Now we got Adam Wilson up to the plate. Maddox slides back safely into first base as Wilson digs in for his first pitch. Wilson shoots that one foul.
Straight into the parking lot. You said it earlier, and I'm going to say it now. I hope my car's okay.
Well, my car is definitely okay because I park by the art room. But, you know, Godspeed to all of those that are parked in the main parking lot there. That one's going to miss outside, even the count at 1-1. Catcher looks down at first base where Maddox Parker is running for catcher Chris Allen. He does not snap and fire. Delivery. Cut on and missed. Makes count 1 ball, 2 strikes. This catcher is very intrigued by what Mr. Parker has going on down there at first base. He's looked at him several times now. Go to this view for just a moment so you can see the lead that Mr. Parker is working over there. He's working hard. Senior here at OHS, Maddox. A swing and a miss by Wilson.
Third strike. Going to bring us to 2 outs. Dutchman's still looking for a run this game.
Grillman's last time up to plate, he hit a hard single out to left field as well. So, hoping to replicate that action here in this at-bat. Get a little 2-out rally going here for us, Girlman. Pitch number 1, he sends out to center field. Shallow center field. Koseth comes on, and he makes the catch. It's going to end the threat here in the bottom of the 5th. Send us to the top of the 6th with Pacific leading 2-0. We'll take a moment here to go see and hear from... Let's go see a recent track meet where Eileen Lindbergh was able to win the 400-meter race.
Yes, not pixelated whatsoever. Oh,
all right, here we
took
go.
off.
We are off. Looks like Eileen is currently in the lead.
Yeah, Eileen's in the lead. Now, see, in the 400, they have to stay in their lanes all the way around.
Right. So the people who are in the outside lane are actually probably a little bit further ahead than it looks right now?
Well,
or the inside lane?
Inside lane. The inside lane helps for sure.
Looks like Bryn is closing the gap, but I guess once they get to the straight stretch, then it's a foot race.
It's all even after that, and I think Eileen might take old Bryn on this.
We got a South Callaway girl here who looks like she's digging deep.
Where'd she come from? She's on the outside.
Oh, she's pushing. Eileen's going to have to hold her off. Looks like South Callaway got Bryn.
Yep, I'm wrong.
Eileen just got her. Bryn in 3rd. It looks like Abby Gibson's going to finish in 4th.
Nice job, girls.
400 run. I'm excited to see those times come up here.
1, 3, and 4.
That's a bushel of points.
Yes. I'm curious to see the time.
Ian's right here batting number 7, Connor Mooney.
Holmeyer comes out for his 3rd inning of work now. Pitch number 1, he misses high. Eric Erke, thanks for tuning in. We see you in the chat. Tuning in from Idaho. I don't know if I've seen that one in the chat before. We have a lot of people during football season that watch, but I don't know that I've seen Idaho yet. So thanks for tuning in, Eric. Pitch number 2 is going to be a little bit low. The count's 2-0. And it looks like we're about to have the first pitch of the Cardinal game here. So it looks like it's Nick Martinez for the Reds against Andre Palante. You know, I should have known because I set my fantasy baseball lineup this morning, and I actually have Palante in because he's a 2-start pitcher this week.
Layden's going to find his first strike of the inning right here, bringing the count to 2-1.
If you're into fantasy baseball, having those 2-start pitchers for a week is very, very helpful if you do weekly lineups. Palante should pitch today and then pitch either Saturday or Sunday.
Going to get a low ball here. Good thing nobody's on base right here. Going to keep the Dutchman safe.
Ari Robson asked, who's in my fantasy baseball league? And some locals people might know, Terry Kreider, Kobe Holshoe, Davey Daniels, Allie Daniels' dad. There's 10 of us.
It's going to be a high pitch, and that's going to be a walk for number 7, Connor Mooney. Going to be going on to our 5th batter here, Jake Coiler.
And this has been a Dutchman kryptonite so far in this game. Both of the runs that have been pushed across for Pacific have come on a leadoff free pass. Ironically, Lars Newbar, who is our leadoff hitter for the Cardinals, he's up right now, and he's got a 3-1 count. He starts a lot of games off getting walked. He's actually
going to be an
pace for a
outside
record.
pitch.
But that one he's going to hit off the top of the wall. Stand-up double there for Newbar. All right, Dutchman are going to have to work around this leadoff walk here.
Going to be another low ball. It's going to be in the ground.
Shout out to Chris Allen, catcher there, for blocking that. Not an easy pitch to block, but he went down and got it and kept the runner from advancing. Meyer looks at the runner, throws outside here. Going to make the count 2-0.
3-0.
3-0, okay. Must have missed a pitch looking at the Cardinal game. Meyer off to a rough start here in this top of the 6th. His 4th and 5th were fantastic. Finds a strike there. They count 3-1.
3-1.
will be a
Runner's
JV
still
game
on
following
first.
this one tonight. We will not be broadcasting the JV game. So good luck to the Dutchman JV players. I see them all suited up behind the dugout down there.
Gonna go for the pickoff. Runner's gonna stay safe here. Count still 3-1. Indians with 0 outs.
Allen with a good block, but
going to be another walk for the Indians.
all right, so
Going to be time.
I think the Dutchmen have only given up like 2 or 3 hits in this game in total. Most of the traffic on the base paths has come from walks or hit batters. So a lot of self-inflicted wounds here. The Dutchmen have been unable to push a run across the board, obviously, but they have, see Gabe Medlock run onto the field. Now they're sending him back. Looks like they're not ready for Gabe just quite yet. It's like in the Cardinals action, Wilson Contreras just struck out with Newtbar on second, so I got a feeling the Cardinals are going to get hot at some point, go on a run. Maybe that's just the Homer Cardinals fan in me, but I hope that he does. I hope that they do. Young squad this year.
Layton's going to stay on the mound.
Now batting for the Indians.
We need a ground ball. I'd take a hard hit ground ball to Chase Wyrick over at third base, step on the bag, throw across the diamond for a double play. That'd be awesome.
Got 2 runners on the base now. Batting right now is the second baseman, number 11, Gavin Haddix.
He's going to bunt. Oh, it's a great bunt down. That's going to be a base hit.
That's going to bring the bases fully loaded with 0 outs. Indians looking to do something pretty big here.
Couldn't have asked for a better bunt. Perfectly placed. Shout out to Pacific Indians player there.
Taking plate for the Indians, number 17, Caden Matz.
All right, infield is in again. This is the first time the Dutchmen have been in this situation. Bases loaded, no outs. They were in it in the 4th inning, and they actually were able to get out of it without giving up a run. They want to try to keep this thing within striking distance. They're going to have to try to do the same thing here as well. All right, it looks like the head coach for Pacific, Jeff Reed, is talking to his batter. Give a quick shout out, any Pacific fans that might be tuned in watching this. Jeff Reed has been the head coach of the Pacific Indians since I was in high school in 2010. He's done a great job, great things for that program over there. He's coached some great baseball players as well. And he is a coach that I believe is the Missouri Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame. And I know he got his 400th win recently.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, he's a stand-up guy. I really like Jeff. He's always been very, very kind to me, and somebody that, whenever I was a head coach, I felt like I could ask questions and get help from him as I was trying to do what I could in coaching as well. And that's going to be just what the Dr. Orr. It's going to be infield fly rule. Dutchmen don't even have to catch it, which is helpful because they've dropped a couple fly balls in the infield. But Homemeyer catches it anyways, comes off the mound and does it himself. Gets the first out. Now we're a double play away from getting out of this thing, which would be awesome. Like I said, last time Homemeyer was in this exact same situation, he pitched out of it and did not give up a run. So we'll have to see what he can do here.
So this is not a hitter in their 9. I'll show you that.
They must have a
it's going to be number
here.
30, James Imus.
Thank you for keeping us up to date on that, Timmy. So new batter we haven't seen yet. And he's first pitch swinging. That ball looks like it's going to get out of play. And it
fall
does.
out. Yep.
Falls in the bullpen.
It's our first time seeing this guy tonight. Just going to start off with count 0-1.
I'm thinking that Homemeyer is somewhere around 35-ish pitches thrown. I've probably missed some. As that one misses low. 1-1 count. Infield is playing way in here. They're playing, my goodness, 2-3 feet in front of the bag, the baseline. Maybe more than that, maybe 5 feet in front of the baseline. They are really far in. I'll give you this view here. You can see it. And that is going to beat them right there. That's going to score 2 probably. Gerleman's going to try to fire it in. It's going to be cut off by first baseman Landon Crammy. That does play 2, so going to the pinch hitter pays off as the Indians are able to double their score and make it
4-0.
4-0 ball game here, as now they have runners on the corner, and I'm betting we're getting a pitching change right here. Holmeyer did a great job for these Dutchmen coming in and getting out of a jam and then pitching into a jam here in the 6th inning. And again, it was a lot of walks. But we're going to see a freshman take the mound, Gabe Medlock.
It's going to be number 4, Elias Medlock's little brother.
So he comes in and he inherits runners on the corners, 1st and 3rd. He's got 1 out. Dutchmen are down by 4 here in the top of the 6th inning. Starting to run out of time here. Offense is going to have to string together some runs. Speaking of runs, the Cardinals were able to score a run in the top of the 1st. They jump out to an early 1-0 lead. That was the last thing I saw.
So from your coaching experience, Mr. T, what are you telling your players here when they come to meet right there?
You know, this is one of those things where and it's like this in a lot of sports. You're not worried about the scoreboard at all right now. You're worried about the scenario. If I'm talking to them, I'm probably playing at this point in the game with my corner infielders, my third base, my first baseman. They're probably playing in, so if it's a hard hit ball to them, they're going to either look back the runner on third or they're going to go to the plate to get him out because they don't want to give up any more runs. But I would probably make the decision to take my middle infielders, my shortstop, my second baseman, and play them more further back to try to set up for a double play and actually get out of the inning. So if they're able to get a hard hit ball to the shortstop or second baseman, hopefully turn 2, get out of it, or ball hit to the third baseman or first baseman, they're looking back and going 1. That's my conversation. Outfielders you might see play a little bit more in this scenario. One, the wind is blowing straight at the batter's face, so it's hard to lift a ball deep into the outfield anyways. We haven't really seen that in this game to this point. But the reason you don't want to play your outfielders in here, because if they catch a fly ball, the runner on third base is going to be tagging, and you want to be able to cut that distance down and set your outfielder up with a good shot at being able to get the run out at home. Obviously, at this point in the game, Dutchmen haven't scored. They're down 4 in the 6th inning. They only got 6 outs left to go. They can't really afford to let many more runs cross the plate. So that's my analysis, Timmy. That's what I'm talking to my team about, and that's the strategy.
Well, looks like you got it planned out.
It's the first time I have personally gotten to see Gabe Medlock on the mound this season, so I'm excited to see what he brings to the table for this Dutchman team. Warm-ups, he looked like he had decent velocity. We'll see how he does here. Medlock looks in. Runner from first is going to go. Chris Allen tries to catch the runner on third, and he does. We got a run down here. Hopefully. Oh, he got him. He got him. Oh! Third base umpire, or field umpire, is going to call him safe. The third was very close. Very close, but would have been a mistake by Pacific runner on third had he actually made that tag. Coach Kemp is going to talk it over with the field umpire, but I'm not really sure the home plate umpire would have had an angle on that anyways, so I don't really know what the conversation could entail. Maybe he'll be able to check with his partner, maybe he won't. That's what it looks like is going to happen here. Field umpire is going to check with the home plate umpire, see if he saw anything different. It's really the only way this one would get overturned. Smart move by Coach Kemp, though. If the field umpire will grant the conversation, then you don't lose anything by asking. I'd say very, very rarely do you see that overturned, but if the home plate umpire did see something, you'd be ashamed not to ask. It did look to me like he got him, but I am probably got a little hometown bias. Runners on second and third. Gabe Medlock delivers. And that ball's going to be hit straight to center field. And it was deep enough that's going to score that runner on third unless Jaden can come up with a massive gun here. And he does not. Crammy can't handle it. He was looking at third base, maybe trying to get the out at third. So sack fly does the job, scores the 5th run for these Indians. And they have 2 outs now with a runner on 3rd. Tim Murkey, I see Terry Francona managing the Reds. Yeah, Terry Francona, he's had a very storied coaching career. Coached for these Boston Red Sox that broke the curse.
This is going to be another player that's not in our starting lineup for the Indians is going to be coming out and hitting. This is going to be number 1, Gavin Lane. First baseman, he's going to be a junior.
Gets the ball right through the hole, does a good job scoring the runner on 3rd, and the ball gets away from Adam Wilson, but no harm, no foul as he gets to it quickly and the runner is not able to advance to 2nd. But yeah, Tim, Terry Francona did great with the Red Sox, and then I think he spent the last couple of seasons in Cleveland before he ended up with the Reds. But he's been in the league for a long time, coached a long time. Fly ball down the line. Umpire says that one's out of play. Brings the players back. It's a clutch piece of hitting there by Pacific number 1. It was a pinch hitter. Able to push across the 4th run of the inning here as Pacificus came in and tripled their score this inning. They came in with just 2 runs. They're coming out with at least 6. Gabe Medlock, great job painting the corner there. Makes the count 0-2 as the Dutchmen are ready to go hit. Ball's put in play. It's going to be deep in the hole for Zayden Gates. Zayden's made a lot of plays over there today, but he's not going to make that one as it kind of ate him up there deep in the hole. I think he might have been thinking about the long throw across the diamond before he got that one cleanly in his glove. Give that one an E6 on the shortstop.
You know, and I want to say it's been a pretty close game for most part, but now it looks like the Indians are coming to start to take the lead quite away a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they've tripled their score here. Dutchmen haven't been able to push anybody across. It's going to be tough sledding the rest of the way out here for the Dutchmen as Gabe Medlock is able to get
strike right down the middle.
Now, I believe when he came into this game, 2 runs had scored, and there was runners on 1st and 3rd, so all the runs that have come across will be charged to Leighton Homeyer. So Homeyer ends his day giving up 4 runs. That ball was hit really, really deep, but it just carried foul down the first base line, right field line. So bring him back. Count still 0-2. So Medlock is responsible for the runners on 1st and 2nd right now, but the runs that are across the board are not charged to him. Homeyer still had a really, really great and effective outing. Able to go 2 innings, work out of a big jam as a sophomore. Then he just ran out of gas here in the 6th inning. Medlock delivers. That ball's going to be outside.
Over the count to 1-2, 2 outs. Yeah, 2 runners on base.
Ball misses outside, makes it 2-2. Medlock has looked pretty sharp on the mound, though, all things considered. I mean, it's tough for a pitcher to come in middle of an inning. Hasn't really gotten the outcome that he wanted, but as a freshman, you like to see him coming in and throwing strikes.
It's going to be a full count.
He's able to induce a fly ball on his first batter, I think even first pitch. Hit out to center fielder Jaden Gerlman, recorded the out. Runner tagged up and scored. Runners go as the ball is hit over to Chase Wyrick. He fields it, throws it across the diamond to Landon Crammy, who scoops to end the inning, but not before these Pacific Indians score 4 to increase their lead to 6-0 here as the Dutchmen are going to head to the bottom of the 6th, and they are running out of time. That said, I'm going to move to a commercial here, CTE video commercial for Intro to TV Studio.
My Intro to TV Studio class has led me to new passion I pursued after high school. In this class, I've been able to use my creativity while gaining professional skills in editing videos. I didn't know for sure what I was getting into when I joined the class, but this opportunity has opened my eyes to a possible career path. Visual media is a fast-growing market in today's world, and there are many opportunities available in this field. I will be able to take the skills I'm learning in class with me for post-secondary schooling to prepare me for my career. Show me learning that work.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It looked like in the first inning of the Cardinals game, Andre Palante was able to work around a 2-out double by Ellie De La Cruz. Get out of that inning, the Cardinals head to the top of the second here with a 1-0 lead. And then in the game that you're watching right now with us, the Dutchmen trail 6-0 here as they enter the bottom of the sixth with 6 outs remaining to try to plate some runs. To the 11 viewers that are with us, thank you guys for tuning in. I'd like to make mention of it a couple times throughout the broadcast, but I do want to say thank you to Tim Erkey for sponsoring this one. He's tuned into a lot of our broadcasts throughout the last couple of years. We're only in our second year of doing these broadcasts, and they've grown quite exponentially. We appreciate all the support from Tim and all the other community members that have helped us fund to get the equipment and things that we need to be able to grow this thing. As Zayden here looks at strike number 1, we're back to the top of the lineup. Zayden looking to get on base. I think last time in his last trip, he offered 2 bunts, fouled off 2 bunts, and then was retired before being able to reach base. I think he came up to bat with a runner on first. That was when it was still a 2-run ball game. Hits one off the fist there as that ball was thrown really far inside. Zayden was able to foul it off, make the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Catcher tried to frame that one and buy a strike there for his pitcher to get a punch out, but ball just missed outside, makes the count 2-2. Zayden Gates shoots one, and it actually catches the net, I think. If you've been to Dutchman baseball field, you know that we have this net that's down the first base line. I should say Dutchman, Dutch girls field. It's also used as a softball field as well. But there's a net over there, and very rarely does it actually catch a ball, but it did that time. Ball misses inside. Going to be a great at-bat here to start things off by the leadoff hitter, Zayden Gates. Going to get a payoff pitch here with a full count. Dutchmen need base runners. Any way you can here, Zayden. Any way you can. Zayden's going to have to keep fighting. He shoots that one back into the parking lot again.
Still full count.
The wind has died down here some. We've still got a good breeze blowing in, though. Payoff pitch is going to be low, but Zayden swings and misses. It's going to be the first out of the inning. I think Zayden's kicking himself there because that was ball 4, but he just could not resist the breaking ball. Landed just outside strike zone. It's going to bring senior Logan Bailey and today's right fielder to the plate. Logan has hit the only extra base hit for these Dutchmen today as he smashed a line drive to left field in the first inning for a double. Left fielder was playing pretty far in. I wouldn't say a little more than normal for sure. And Logan hit it right over his head. Outfielders strategically were playing a little bit in because at the time the wind was blowing very hard in. But line drive cut through that wind and went right over. Fly ball is going to get knocked down here today. It would take an absolute monster shot to hit a home run here today. That would not be an easy thing to do. You know, it's kind of crazy to think, Timmy. I think about this sometimes because my mind wanders, but if you put a major league ball player on this field, let's say Aaron Judge, the most prolific home run hitter in baseball right now, and he were to bat on this field, where could he hit the ball to? You see that light pole out there in the middle school parking lot, the corner of it?
Yeah.
I'm going to venture to say that Aaron Judge could probably plant one beyond that.
With an aluminum bat? Oh, even with the wood bat?
I'm talking about with a wood bat. I mean, Aaron Judge can hit 450 feet home runs, and I'd say that's probably 400. That's probably an additional 150 feet beyond the fence. As Logan hits a ground ball to the shortstop and is retired.
Batting up next, number 9, Landon Crammy.
It's going to bring today's starting pitcher to the plate. That was Landon Crammy. Did a great job on the mound for his first start on the mound since I believe his freshman year. He did have one other outing this year in relief, according to Coach Brandon Howard. He told me before the game, but Crammy came out and pitched.
He's going to take a hit.
3 innings and only gave up 1 run. That's the second time he's been plunked in this game, too. He's reached base twice on a hit by pitch. It's going to bring Chase Wyrick, Dutchman slugger, to the plate. He's been very hot in the last couple weeks here batting for the Dutchman. Got his batting average over 400 coming into this one. I've mentioned it a few times, and I'll mention it again. In his last start here at home on the mound, he got the win for these Dutchmen. 11 strikeouts on the mound, and he hit a 3-run home run. Chase Wyrick, very capable player for this Dutchman baseball team. Runner on first is Crammy. Wyrick hits a missile right through the hole between the shortstop and the third baseman. That'll get him a base hit as the Dutchmen have a little 2-out rally going here with runners on first and second. It's going to bring senior Jansen Leb to the plate. Dutchmen have not been able to find a clutch hit yet today. But hopefully Jansen is the man to deliver that. Jansen comes into this one hitting just over 300. He's got a chance here to plate the first run for the Dutchman if he can get a base hit. He's going to watch ball 1 come in a little bit high. Dutchman trying to do this damage here with 2 outs. The top of the 7th. And he does shoot it. Oh! Almost was able to shoot one right over the second baseman's head, but the second baseman retreated just a little bit, jumped, made the catch to end the Dutchman threat here in the bottom of the 6th. We now move to the top of the 7th. I got a little ahead of myself there a second ago. Move to the top of the 7th. We'll take our last little break here, and I will show you the Timmy Winterbauer Wayfinder contest video that we just submitted. Good luck, Timmy.
Hey.
Hi, my name is Timothy Winterbauer, and I'm a senior in the class of 2025 at Owensville High School, located in Central Missouri. Today, we're going to be talking about how to become truly prepared for life after high school while keeping the 6 core Wayfinder skills in mind. Our first stop is going to be our school counselors, and I encourage you to talk to yours as well. Mrs. Evans, how can school counselors help students figure out how to be prepared for life after high school?
Well, Timmy, our goal is to get you thinking about what your interests and goals are, and then see how your strongest skills tie to them.
So you're saying I should use some self-awareness and figure out what I like to do, what I want to do, as well as figure out my strengths and weaknesses?
That's exactly right, Timmy. Once we start getting these ideas out there, we encourage you to reflect on it yourself, but then also with your family, friends, and important people in your life.
So you're saying I should collaborate with the key stakeholders in my life?
Absolutely. People who are closest to you are going to try to help you find the path that's right for you. Whether it's going to college, joining the workforce, joining the military, each of those are fantastic choices if you put your mind to it.
Well, thank you, Miss Evans. I think I'm going to go collaborate with someone that I trust and someone that inspires me. Coach Candro, I'm starting to think about what I want to do for my life after high school and how to get it started and having a purpose and getting it done.
It sounds like a very confusing.
The game's moving along quickly here, so unable to finish that one. But Timmy, great job on the video. Ball is going to be ripped down the third base line, foul. No play for Chase Wyrick there. So Timmy, the other voice that you hear on microphone here with us is the one who's responsible for creating that video. Submitted it to a contest put on by a program that our school uses called Wayfinder. And Wayfinder, I believe they're offering a $2,500 prize to the winner. And I think there are several winners that will be chosen with $500 prizes. So, Timmy, good luck.
Hey.
The ball's ripped at center field on a line. Get things started here for Pacific with a runner on first. What'd you say? We have no outs, yeah. That was the first batter of the inning.
Batting up next for the Indians, number 32, Jake Collier.
I believe the guy that's batting for the Indians right now is their ace pitcher. We did not draw the Indians' ace today, but the guy that they've thrown has put up zeros, just like an ace would do. Dutchmen have not been able to push across a run just yet. Strike there from Medlock, catches the outside part of the plate on this left-handed batter, moves the count to 1-1. Oh my, that is a freaking missile hit out to right center, and that one is going to be a round tripper as Collier hits a home run here. That was a no-doubter. We'll try to get a replay here on that one.
Number 32, Jake Collier with the home run for the Pacific Indians.
That was a shot. That one, tough day to hit a home run. Easier to hit it to right field, though, than left with the way the wind is blowing, but the wind is still really not helping the batter.
Number 11, Gavin Haddix.
Congratulations to Collier on a home run here at Dutchman Field. Don't see a whole ton of home runs here, but I believe that Collier with a swing like that will probably be hitting more as the ball is hit right up the middle to Medlock. He tried to make a play on it himself at the mound. Hit off his glove, tipped to Zayden Gates. Zayden Gates had no play at first base. Try to retire that runner. So Pacific is back in business with a runner on first with no outs here in this top of the seventh as the Dutchmen now trail by a score of 8-0. See a couple Dutchman players working their way around the outfield fence to try to go grab that Collier home run ball. Medlock looks the runner back, and that ball's going to be ripped fair down the third base line. These Indians have got Medlock timed up on the mound right now. And they're making contact. They're making very solid contact as they now have runners on first and second with no outs here. In the top of the seventh, it looks like Coach Kemp is going to come out and talk to his squad. And it looks like Gabe is actually going to come off the mound. Left fielder Adam Wilson is being summoned to come in to the mound. That's going to end Medlock's day, I think. So he comes in at a challenging spot. In the sixth inning, unable to hold the runners that he inherited on first and third from scoring, but was not responsible for any of the 4 runs that scored in the top of the sixth. And then here in the seventh, he did give up a 2-run home run to Mr. Collier. And that is where we're at now with the score standing at 8-0. Real quick, we'll take a look at the schedule sheet here to see who the Dutchmen and the Pacific Indians have coming up. The Dutchmen, like I said, they've got a busy week this week, so they've saved their ace pitcher for a game later on. Tomorrow, they travel to Washington to play St. Francis Borgia. And then on Thursday, that's the big matchup this week, as it is not only a conference opponent, but also appears to be probably the toughest competition in the district that the Dutchmen have drew, and that is Sullivan. Sullivan comes in with a 10-8 record right now. I'm sure they're playing either today or tomorrow, or maybe even both like we are. And then on Friday, we travel to New Haven. So the Dutchmen have got 4 games this week, so they've got to keep pitching somewhat reasonable. They can't just run all their guys out there in this one. So Adam Wilson's going to come in to throw. You got to imagine that with 4 games this week, I bet Matt Eckelkamp starts one of them. I'm going to bet that Chase Wyrick starts one as well. As far as Pacific is concerned, I will pull their schedule up. So if I have any people from Pacific that are tuned in right now, you can kind of see what lies ahead for you guys. And it looks like Pacific has St. Clair on Wednesday this week, and then they're off until next week. So they only got 2 games this week. So relatively easy game or easy week here for Pacific as we are back underway now, and it looks like we've had a stolen base here. That happened real quick. Now the runners at second and third as Wilson throws ball number 1 here. Misses with a second pitch, throws high. Made the count 2-0. Dutchmen are going to have to get a few outs to get out of this one here. Still have not recorded an out here in this 8th inning as Wilson quickly falls behind 3-0. Cardinals were able to get out of trouble in the 2nd inning as well, as they had a double hit in the 2nd inning. So I think the Reds have hit a double in both the 1st and 2nd inning and have been unable to come away with a clutch hit. Cardinals still lead 1-0. Now Pacific comes to the plate with a bases juice situation. Dutchman just want an out.
Dutchman playing up here in the infield.
Yeah, we'll give you a look at the positioning here real quick. You can see infielders are, everyone across the board is playing in. We want to try to keep that run from scoring at the plate.
A low ball.
Wilson's going to have to throw a strike here, I think, as he's thrown 6 balls in a row after entering the game.
Count's going to be 2-0. Bases loaded. 0 outs. Going to be top of the 7th here. We're at the bottom of the batting lineup right now. Well, he's going to get his... Adam's going to get his first strike in a while.
No, that's his first strike.
Oh, that... And, oh,
at all.
Well,
he had thrown 6 balls in a row to start. Then he throws 2 strikes in a row, but that one's going to be hit foul.
It's going to bring count 2-2. And I really don't think Dutchmen can afford any more runs here if they're looking to get some scores on the board.
I would agree. Ball's going to miss outside, move the count to a full count. Got to have a strike here. If they're going to score, make them earn it. And they're going to walk in a run. Walks have been a bit of an issue for the Dutchmen today. But they have not walked in a run yet. Till now. Looks like Pacific is going to use a courtesy runner. As they now lead 9-0.
Batting for the Indians, number 1, Gavin Lane.
It's really important in high school baseball. If you're a pitcher, you want to try to get that first pitch strike. Adams had a little trouble finding the strike zone after coming in from left field. That's one of the tough things whenever you're playing high school baseball and you're inserted into a game. Obviously, playing out in the outfield, he probably didn't have much time to warm up in the bullpen. And as I look to the bullpen right now, it does look like the Dutchmen have somebody warming up. I don't know if it's for this game or if it's for the upcoming JV game after this.
I'm going to find 2 strikes here.
Who's count to 1 and 2?
Dutchman still looking for the first out of the inning.
Strike
That's
3.
Gonna be a strikeout for the Dutchmen. Going to be their first out. Bases are still going to be loaded. Batting up next for the Indians, number 3, Grant Cawson.
All right. Keep throwing strikes here, Adam. Let's get out of this one. Pitch number 1 is thrown outside. Looks like Allen's going to go out to talk to his skipper, or his pitcher, not his skipper. Colonel's unable to score there in the top of the third. They head to the bottom of the third inning against the Reds. They are currently leading 1-0. Lars Newbar being the lone run scored for the Cardinals. Adam misses high on that one. Makes count 2-0. Oh, looks like we had a battery die down low, so I will have to go get a battery. Timmy, can you carry it here?
Yep.
Be right back.
Count's going to be 3-0 here. Adam with the last out here was a strikeout. He's going to walk, and that's going to be another run for the Indians, bringing the score to 10-0 for the Indians. Dutchman's still looking for 2 more outs to bring us to the bottom of the 7th. Batting up next is either cousin or brother of our last batter. It's going to be number 4, Colton Kosseth. Now batting number 4.
How'd they get the last out, Timmy? Was it retired on a swing, strike 3, or ball and play? Strike 3? Okay.
Strike 3 out.
Oh, now he's found the zone.
Adam's going to find a strike there for the first pitch.
Next one's going to miss a little bit low.
We're going to count 1-1. Bases are still going to be fully loaded.
Fully loaded bases.
Juiced up.
Great look there by Zayden Gates. Does a smart move because got 2 outs now. I thought we already had 2 outs.
Oh. Just a strikeout.
Okay. A strikeout, a ground out. It's going to score a runner, though. Zayden looked him back. It's going to make it 10 or 11-0.
11-0.
Missed one.
This one now up to 2 outs here.
Some watching might wonder why the 10-run rule is not in effect here. Well, the Dutchmen, it would be a 10-run rule, but the Dutchmen get a chance to hit in the bottom half of the inning, as it looks like the Cardinals just gave up a home run.
It's going to be another run scored by the Indians, bringing the score 12-0 here. Still 2 outs. Indians
yeah,
got...
but we're in the top of the inning, so the Dutchmen still get a chance to bat in the bottom.
And that's going to be a foul. It's going to bring the count to 0-2. Adam looking for one more strike right here to end this inning. Or not this inning, top of the inning.
That ball is hit to center field to Jaden Gerlman, who camps under it, and that's going to be the 3rd out. Send the Dutchman at the bottom half of the 7th inning. We'll take you to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back to finish this thing up. Tim Murkey says Reds tied up with a solo home run. Looks like it's 1-1. Come on, Palante. We need you.
I never would have thought that from taking a class in school, it would lead to so many opportunities. My greenhouse class has taught me so much more than just about the growing and selling of flowers and produce. Because of this class, I went on to compete with our FFA program in floriculture, and my team ended up qualifying for nationals at the state convention. In fact, we finished 7th overall in the entire nation. This experience taught me so much about teamwork and dedication. My team and I worked hard to earn our national placing. Show me learning that works.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it looks like number 16 for these Indians. Who is it, Timmy, the starting pitcher?
Number 16 is going to be, yes, their starting pitcher.
What's his name?
Parker.
Parker?
Bennett Parker.
Bennett Parker.
He is a senior.
Bennett Parker is trying to go the distance here, ladies and gentlemen. He has reached the 7th inning. I'm not 100% certain on how many pitches he's thrown. He has not had a whole ton of traffic out on the base paths, but he is trying to go the distance, which is not easy to do in high school baseball. With Pacific only having 2 games this week, it looks like they play again on Wednesday. He's already thrown enough pitches to where he wouldn't be able to pitch on Wednesday anyways. So try to let him finish this thing out. And Chris rips one down the first base line to start things off here. And he is out on first base now. I wonder if in this situation they're going to let him run for himself. They're not. He is going to get courtesy ran for.
I gotta say, Chris Allen has been a very consistent hitter this game. It seems like about almost every time he's been on base for the Dutchman. He's got a nice little hit off.
Elias Medlock comes to the plate now for the Dutchman.
Courtesy runner for number 22, Chris Allen. It's going to be number 10, Matthew Eckelkamp.
Now senior Matthew
Now batting, number
Eckelkamp
4,
makes
Elias.
his way over to first base to run for Chris Allen, who has got a second hit of the game here.
Matt's finding his time on the base as he's not a hitter for the team.
Matt is a PO only, so he's a pitcher only for this Dutchman baseball team. I'm sure he will see the mound probably as a starter one of the other days this week. Looks like the Cardinals got out of the bottom of the third there. They head to the top of the fourth with a 1-1 score. Be ball high to Medlock. I don't know. Medlock comes into this game batting 176. 6 for RBI and 6 runs scored.
It's going to be an outside ball. It's going to bring the count to 2-0. Chris Allen's still on first base over there.
Matt Eckelkamp.
Matt Eckelkamp, my apologies.
Still a beautiful day out here. The wind has died down considerably from where it was, thankfully. Medlock swings on a pitch that was very inside. Makes count 2-1. Kind of surprised he was able to make contact on that one.
Yep.
Medlock swings and misses for strike number 3. They're going to be the first out of the inning for the Indians, as it brings now pitcher for the Dutchman.
It's 34. Batting for the Dutchman, number 34, Tucker Sassman.
Tucker Sassman now enters the game. I don't have a stat sheet for him right now.
He is a
Tucker
freshman, and he just recently found his way to the varsity lineup about 2-3 weeks ago.
See what he can do here in this his first varsity plate appearance against Pacific. He's got 3 more years of having to deal with this squad, so today he's going to get his first crack at it. He hits a hard ground ball to third base. Third baseman's going to try to turn 2 here, and they do.
That's going to
be how it ends this one. That's the second double play that the Indians turned in this one. It was a sharply hit ball to the third baseman. Just happened to be right at him. We'll watch the
That's going to include your varsity baseball game tonight with the Owensville Dutchmen versus Pacific Indians. Pacific 12, Owensville 0. Thank you for coming out.
Got to see the handshakes here after this one.
Well, Mr. T, I'd love to stay, but I got to say thank you and got my points in.
There you go.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. All right. That's going to do it for us in the broadcast. Thank you all for tuning in. We do have another baseball game next week. We've got a couple baseball games left and one senior night soccer game. Again, I want to say thank you to Mr. Tim Erkey for sponsoring this one. He's helped out. He's helped out the Dutchman in many ways, whether it be Dutchman Dutch Girls, sponsored many broadcasts with us, and has also been a help to our OHS Robotics Club. So thank you, Mr. Tim, and we definitely appreciate it. For those that tuned in, thank you, and we will see you next time. Last shout-out to Allie and Liv. They were running the camera that you were seeing right now, 2 TV Studios seniors as they about to graduate. Very thankful for their help. Have a great evening, everybody.